In today's video, we're going to be solving equations involving square roots and then simplifying those square roots if they can be simplified. So just how we would approach any other type of equation, we first draw our line down the equal side to determine our sides, and then we have to simplify each side of the equation. So whenever there's parentheses, I'm going to distribute. So on the left side, you're going to distribute the x times x, which is x squared, and the x times 4, which is plus 4x, and bring down the minus 20. Now I can't simplify that any further. All right, there's no like terms. Now let's look at the right side. Again, we have parentheses. Half of 8x is 4x. Half of 24 is 12. Okay, so I have both sides as simple as possible. All right, now I got to start bringing some terms over. Now, there is no other x squared term, so I'm going to leave that. There is a x term on both sides right here, so I'm going to minus 4x from both sides. And what's nice about that is that it cancels out. 4x minus 4x is 0. 4x minus 4x is 0. So you're just left with x squared minus 20 equals 12. I can go further in solving this equation by different color, adding 20 to both sides. I want to get x by itself. All right, those cancel. So then I'm left with x squared is 32. Then my answer, to get rid of the square, we have to find the square root. So I square root both sides. And so my x is going to be the square root of 32. Now let's see if we can simplify that. All right, 32, that breaks down to 8 and 4. 8 and 4, right? 8 breaks down to 4 and 2. 4 breaks down to 2 and 2. This 4 breaks down to 2 and 2. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. Okay. Now again, I always want pairs on the outside of the radical. So here's one pair. Here's another pair. So that's going to go on the outside of the radical. And then there's one left over, which is going to go on the inside of the radical. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 radical 2 is my answer. Okay, we could write it up here to help you see. All right, so we're just solving equations like we've done previously and just simplifying our radical solution, our square root solution. Let's look at 4. Here are my sides. 1/2 x squared. 1/2 x is squared, the quantity squared. This is the same thing as 1/2 x times 1/2 x, right? 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4. X times x is x squared. Be careful when you distribute the -3, not just the +3. So -3 times 2x is -6x. -3 times -8 is +24. On the other side, distribute the -6. So I get -6x. -6 times -7 is +42. There is only an x squared on this side. There's no x squared on this side. But what I can do is add 6x to both sides to cancel. Now, if you guys notice that they have the same exact thing on both sides, you can just cancel those. You don't even have to add the 6x to both sides. If you notice, to balance the equation, just cancel them both out. That's fine. So then we have 1/4 x squared. I got to bring down the plus 24 equals 42. Minus 24 from both sides. So these will cancel. So you get 1/4 x squared is 18. Get rid of a fraction. We got to multiply both sides by the reciprocal, which is 4/1, which is just 4. So we're multiplying both sides by 4. 18 times 4 is 72. So these cancel. So we get x squared is 72. Get rid of a square. We got to find the square root of both sides. So my x is going to be the square root of 72. Let's see if we can simplify that. All right, 9 and 8, 3 and 3, 4 and 2, 2 and 2. All right, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. Circle the pairs. 3 and 3 goes on the outside. 2 and 2 goes on the outside. And there's only one branch left over. That 2 goes on the inside. 3 times 2 is 6. Bring down the radical 2. And there's my final answer, 6 radical 2. So again, work through these equations. Make sure you simplify both sides. Be careful if you're distributing any negatives. And work your way through this. And again, we're getting more practice with simplifying radicals. So if you have questions in class, please let me know. Thank you for watching today's video.